So I've just recorded the ending to the previous video where I lied blatantly to you and I said that this week we're going to carry on with that story. And we're not, because it's stuff that happened in the last century, and you know, that story will still be there, but in the meantime I've been recording bits of video of my real life, and I think it's time to have a go at a real travel vlog. So hold on to your seat. This might be a bit rough and ready, but it is genuine and from the heart. My name is Chris, and this is the first real travel vlog of the Gnomecast. So we all remember COVID,
it's raining too.
the masks, the lockdowns, the depression. Well, I got to the middle of winter in Dublin and I was absolutely freezing my butt off. I looked at my wife, who's from Indonesia, and she looked at me and she said, "Why are we even here? There's no reason to be sitting here depressed in Ireland when the Indonesian government will still allow its own citizens to travel and enter the country, and they can bring their spouses with them. I would just have to apply for a visa, and then we could go and stay in Bali." So that's what we did. We put in the application, we arranged to sublet our apartment, we bought some stuff to sell in Indonesia to try and make a bit of money, we packed our bags, and then the Indonesian government suspended the issue of all visas to foreigners. And I had no choice. I had to take the missus to the airport on her own, put her on an aeroplane, and then start trying to figure out where I was going to live while I waited for them to relax the restrictions. And they said it would only be a couple of weeks. So I looked on the internet and I found myself a sailing opportunity on the island of Fuerteventura, which is in the Canary Islands. I went back to the airport. It was absolutely empty. It was a really weird experience. And I jumped on a flight to Fuerteventura, and then
YouTube Live, day one.
and I started experimenting with taking video on the beach. I filmed myself doing stuff, taking off my shoes. Walking around, you know, those famous shots where we stroll off into the distance. But eventually, I just got really cold and bored. I had no idea what I was doing, and the weather was pretty crap. So I jumped into White Lightning and I went for a drive. And then the sun came out and I found myself recording this. That's where I'm going, that road down there. And down through that valley. Fantastic. Interesting to see. Looks like there's a vegetation, a little bit of agriculture happening down there. I have to admit, I am really loving driving White Lightning on these roads. I hate driving in the city. I've had this ongoing fight with my wife because I wanted to sell our car because everywhere we go it's just traffic and impatience and no room to do anything. Now here I'm on these wonderful open roads, hardly any cars. The quality of the roads is amazing, really well maintained, well built, perfect for just pleasurable driving. Really reignited a passion, made me feel like I just want to have a car and drive around this island forever. Fantastic, really loving it. And at the top of the mountain I stopped to have a walk and take some more video. Of course I had to film myself walking up the scenic hill. And then I had to walk back up with the camera this time to film my feet and try to think of something else to say. Look at this. Somebody's built a wall across the top of the hill. This is amazing. Now, why would you do that? I love these dry stone walls. This kind of texture is ideal for wallpaper on a computer. Nice, random, interesting textures. This view from up here now. What a glorious place. Probably getting wind noise. Then I got tired of filming B-roll and I jumped back in the car and I followed the road down the mountain to a tiny little town with a car park just outside of the centre and the most tantalising view of the ocean. And I walked down through the pedestrian zone, and that's where this happened. This is amazing. This is the most fantastic beach that I've ever been to. Beautiful. The waves are just phenomenal. Really, really pleased that I took this road. Woo. And that was basically my life for the next few days. I drove around exploring beaches, taking little hikes. Sometimes the weather was good, sometimes it was not so good, but it was generally a really pleasant time. So how did you like that? Is that alright? No sailing in it, was there? Yeah, I'm going to go sailing, I've booked this sailing trip, and then we didn't actually do any sailing. Well, that was the few days before I started the sailing trip. We'll do the sailing video next week. No, I lied to you at the start of the end of the last video. Right, tell you what we'll do. We'll continue the travel story next week, and then the week after we'll do the sailing in Fuerteventura, the day when I get to explore Dan's Passage.